Welcome to this online retreat. We call it All is Possible, and it's already number 4. So for the ones who are new, you can go back to the previous sessions. They are on our YouTube channel. It's not mandatory that you listen to the previous ones. Maybe this is the one you have to be in. But if you want to go back, go to the replay, there's a lot we have been sharing so far. So before we get started, I would love to know where you're connecting from. So especially the new ones, if you can say hi and where you're connecting from, where you are in the world. And our team also, if you want to say hi and where you are, so that people know. So Monica is in Atlanta, Ashaya, Maryland, Kyrie, Detroit. We are in the Dominican Republic, Samaná, Seattle, California, Swana, Wales, Shailen, Germany, Aluna, UK, Samantha, Canada. Beautiful. Okay, great variety. So it's enough to be amplifying the light and activating the grid, the planetary grid. Dalia, Palestine, but currently in Lithuania. Lithuania, I think it's a pronunciation. Beautiful. I love that. Okay, so you're all welcome to join us. And I just want to say for the new ones that I'm Gaitana, and together with Yantal, you see him there. He's the one, GaitanaYantal.com. Together with him, we share the Enlightened Education teachings that are meant to help everyone find your purpose and live a prosperous, joyful life. And basically what we teach is how to prosper in the golden age and to prosper according to your divine plan, which is the most difficult thing, right? So that means that we learn how to manifest with purpose. Everyone in embodiment is creating and manifesting reality. Of course, that's not new. But the thing is, how do I manifest according to my divine plan? Respecting God's will, God's way, what I came to do versus what the mind wants and following a personal agenda that we know is very frustrating and ends up in disillusionment because it's not what we're meant here to be experiencing. So that's basically what we teach, which is a lot. And for that, of course, we share teachings that we receive from the Ascended Masters. I hope you're all familiar with the Ascended Masters. If you're not, please say, I don't know who they are, and we can explain a little bit further. So they are very sacred teachings. They are called Enlightened Education. And for some reason, the Masters have been training us for years to be sharing this light technology, spiritual technology. So Samantha is asking, who are they? So Ascended Masters means all these human beings at one point. They were human beings like us. They were on Earth and they went through all their spiritual initiations until they got to the point where they ascended in body and consciousness. They went back to the presence, to source. And that means that they can mentor us and help us here on Earth, though we don't see them with the physical eyes, but they are still connected to Earth because they all have a bodhisattva vow, meaning that even if they move on to the next plane of consciousness, they still share the teachings and help humanity also become liberated. So all the Ascended Masters, those victorious beings who won the victory over the Earth plane and got out of samsara. Samsara is the cycle of suffering. They are called the Great White Brotherhood, meaning it's all brothers and sisters of the light. White means they have an aura around them that is white, around their crown chakra. You see that in all the saints, even in pictures and paintings. So the Great White Brotherhood is all the combination of masters from East and West. You can think of Jesus, Gautama Buddha, Krishna, all the Ascended Masters you can think of, Mother Mary, Lady Nada, Mary Magdalene. And they're just here helping humanity ascend in consciousness and Gaia, our planetary body, to also ascend in vibration, okay? Because you might all be aware of the fact that we are all coming from a dark age. Dark age means we fall from consciousness, we disconnect from source, and we create an ego and shadow aspects. And then we are going back to unity, to the light. And for that, we need a lot of assistance, because now it means that the shadow aspects have a lot of momentum of accumulation, and it's not easy to go back to who we are just like that. So we need teachings, we need a guru, we need a community, we need a network of light and guidance, basically, to go back. Because by this time and point, we even forgot who we are, what we are here for, and go back to what and how. So many questions, right? So most of humanity is lost. So all the spiritual teachers, we're trying to help everyone remember, what are we here for? What is our purpose, individual and collective purpose? And give very modern Aquarian teachings so that we can all go back to our presence and remember our way back home. Yeah. So those are the Ascended Masters. And we are all becoming Ascended Masters, right? It's a long journey, but we can do that. And that means a shift in consciousness from the victim mindset to our enlightened state. And we have very concrete and modern technology to do that. So it's a very joyful path. It's challenging also, but it's very, very joyful because we have very concrete technology. Yeah, not very complex. And we don't bring dogma into our teachings or any religious beliefs or anything. So this is open for everyone, wherever you're at. You can start doing our practices and you'll feel the shifts. And it's all about aligning with the Aquarian consciousness. We are in the Aquarian age. So that means we have to catch up with a new curriculum for humanity, and that's what we bring forth. So we said that our light technology is called Enlightened Education. It's an education of the soul, right? And why is enlightened education key for humanity right now? And we've been training a lot to be serving humanity in this way. As I said, it's very practical technology. It helps us complete our inner alchemy. Most people in embodiment, we have created DHARMA, very constructive things we've done before, and also karma. We have misqualified energy. So we are here with the opportunity to complete that alchemy, that transmutation within, and to requalify all the energy we were given. So that means transmute karma and also stop the suffering, right? That's what we are here for. So this enlightened education technology is the Aquarian way, adapted to this age, to activate your inner light. The light is there, the Buddha nature is there, the Christ in you is there, but we have to awaken that. And then not only awaken that potential in us, then we have to internalize the potential till we become it and we live that way, and it's second nature, it's obvious, and we function that way from the higher self. So it's called enlightened education because it is the evolution of education. On planet Earth right now, we just educate personalities, bodies, people, right? But here we educate the soul to guide the soul back to spirit. Yeah, that's what we are doing. So it's a soul-based curriculum to awaken your real self. And we suffer when we are not connected to the real self and we are responding to a false, fake personality that is unfulfilling because we never get to be who we are. And then we suffer, right? Because we get the wrong things and we do the wrong things and we are never fulfilled. So that's, in a nutshell, what enlightened education is all about. So it's not academic education, it's education towards enlightenment. Yes, how do I go back to my light and awaken that light and manifest that light and create through that light and do something meaningful and purposeful and constructive here on planet Earth? So to get started, I always love to hear about you. So if you can use the chat box to write your intentions so that we start directing the energy. So what is your vision of transformation? It can be for today or for this lifetime even. Who are you being called to become? What is your highest calling in life? And today is just 2 hours of retreat, but maybe we can help you realign with that a little bit. Because if you're here, you're wanting to transform yourself into something, you might not know what that is. So Samantha says, stop worrying about the future every day. That's an amazing intention. Monica, ascension. Can you be a little bit more specific, Monica? What do you understand by that? How can we help you align with the essential vortex today. Suana says, my intention is for heart expansion, creating all loving connections and help build a heart-based community. Shailene, balancing alpha and omega, the divine masculine and feminine in me, honoring and evolving these parts. Simbel, balance the threefold flame in my heart and integrate frequencies for higher initiations. Beautiful. Aluna, my intention is a deeper commitment and power to my yes to serve the divine and humanity. Ashaya, deep restoration and radical transformation. Monica, activating my light body, moving to unconditional love of myself and all. Cheryl, to become what I am meant to be. Beautiful. And Cheryl, where are you connecting from? Can you let us know? Beautiful. Michigan, welcome. Beautiful. So I think we're ready to get started. So for the ones who just joined us, please have a notebook, something to write down on, as you'll be receiving a lot of wisdom today and light. Carrie says, transformation to tap more into goddess. I've been called to teach young Black girls to overcome trauma and self-love and protect my babies from the world. Beautiful. And to protect their light. Amazing. Beautiful intentions. Thanks for sharing. Okay, so those are the individual intentions, but we'll already start building a mandala of intentions, all of us together. And then always the collective big intention for these online retreats, all is possible, is to help you align with the Aquarian consciousness. And how we define that is help everyone become sovereign creators of reality. So that means completely transcend the victim poverty mindset, turn codependency into co-creation, and to know that it is possible to manifest purpose, to fulfill your purpose, to create a joyful and prosperous life. By prosperous, we mean that you can make progress. You're not stuck and looping. And when you receive some increments of light and empowerment, you can move forward and have higher initiations in life and other experiences. I don't have to keep on looping and having all the time the same experiences, which becomes very boring and dull and demotivating. So that's what we mean by prospering in life. Today in particular, so every retreat of all is possible, of course, what we want to really activate in everyone is the possibility mindset, that whatever your dream, your vision, your intention for this lifetime is, it is possible, though it sometimes seems it is not. And there's challenges and obstacles, and we think, oh my God, how am I going to manifest this or become this? It is possible. So that's, of course, the main spirit of these retreats. But today in particular, we were guided to talk more about relationships. Love, right? Love and relationships. So the whole purpose today is to cultivate or create more loving relationships. And of course, we all want more love in our lives. We want to stop the suffering and the blaming and the projections and all those things. Potentially start moving karmic energies and ancestral energies. And why do we want to love? And we're not talking here about romantic love. Our students know we always talk about divine love. Unless we love ourselves, God, others, unless we love, we cannot thrive. So unless we love, we cannot create more abundance. The foundation of abundance, and abundance is everything, including money, but it's abundance of time, abundance of health, abundance of mercy, compassion, joy, peace. What is the foundation of abundance? Love. If we are angry, we can't create more abundance. If we create separation with others, we can't create abundance. If there's conflict in relationships, we can't create more abundance. So I think everyone on planet Earth is very concerned about being abundant beings, right? We didn't come here to suffer or to be limited. We came to discover that we are infinite beings, vast beings of light, and limitations are an illusion of the mind. They are real while they're real, but they're not real. So we are all very concerned about abundance and prosperity. And again, the foundation for that is love, a love that we have to awaken within. It's not going to come from people outside. or it's not gonna land, from heaven to earth, like just like that. We have to awaken that in our hearts. Yeah. Samantha is saying, I want to change my intention to getting my fiance into school in Canada for September. Okay, that's connected to abundance also. It's prospering in life and getting other opportunities. So you can add that intention, of course. So this retreat is also tied in with a course that we will be offering in July, August, and September, which is completely focused on relationships and love. It's called Choose Sacred Partnership. It's going to be a 3-month course, 12 sessions. It's going to be on Saturdays. So today we start practicing how to love ourselves more and creating that alignment with that program for the ones who maybe are interested in going deeper after this retreat. And understanding that unless we balance our relationships and we discover more loving dynamics with others and ourselves, we won't be able to create enough abundance to thrive. We have to reach a tipping point of love, yeah, to create more abundance and make progress. So that's why we start today with focusing on relationships. And if then you want to go deeper, please sign up for the July course, because it's going to be amazing. We're going to talk about twin flames, soulmates, karmic relationships, how to end karmic contracts, how to love yourself more. We have 12 divine mantras we'll be doing there to elevate frequency. So it's an amazing opportunity. So, but just for today, let's start from where we are. A few reminders about love, relationships, and abundance. First of all, to create more loving relationships, or what we call the Aquarian relationships, it's not enough to get along with others. Sometimes we feel, well, I'm more at peace with relationships. I get along with people around me. To get along with people is not the same as being in unity with others. And the golden age is about unity consciousness. Yeah. It's not just more peaceful, loving relationships. That's the foundation, of course, right? Without that, what can we expect? But it's about being in unity with everyone. Yeah. So it's beyond the getting along. It's beyond, well, I'm fine with my friends. I'm fine with my family members. We can share a few things and we don't argue so much. But are you feeling unity with them? Yeah. Heart to heart connection. So we have to understand that relationships come with a purpose. When we are very unconscious, we think it's about just being with others and having fun and getting along as best as we can. But there's purpose in relationships. And the purpose, the main purpose, is to balance karma. Is to balance karma. Karma means all the misqualified energy, all that was unforgiven, all that is conflictive, non-productive, etc. So in the flow, in the alchemy of relationships, we get to balance karma. We get to transmute energy, right? We learn how to love. That's the main lesson on planet Earth right now, to learn how to love. And can you all here say, I know how to love? I would say no, right? There's a lot of conflict, right? So it seems an easy lesson. Oh, yes, let's open the heart and love, right? It's a whole curriculum. And of course, the purpose of relationships, meaning when people come together, husband, wife, friends, employee, employer, any type of relationship, children and parents, is to do something constructive. But how can we do something constructive together if individually we are fragmented? If individually we are angry? If we feel separation between one another and within ourselves, right? So it's not very easy to do something constructive together unless we heal. Healing is involved, yeah? Cheryl asks, will there be a recording available after this session to review? Of course, yes. You'll go to our YouTube channel and there you have this replay and the previous replays. You might feel I'm going a little bit fast because I shift a lot of energy during the transmissions, but don't try to capture everything with the mind. Your heart knows what it's receiving, and then yes, you can go back. So don't worry. Just go with the flow today. So then there's purpose in relationships. We can balance karma, we can learn to love, and we can learn how to do something constructive. So we can say in a nutshell that relationships are freedom catalysts. They accelerate freedom. They accelerate our liberation. Liberation from what? Again, samsara, karma, suffering, limitation. the perception of lack, right? Because we need the mirrors for that interaction with others. So that's the first thing I wanted to say. So then we are moving in the age of Aquarius. Again, regardless of what type of relationship you're thinking about, we are moving into sacred partnership. Sacred means we understand the sacredness of connection, the sacredness of being with other people, doing whatever we have to be doing with those people, right? It's not just superficial, random relationships. There's a potential in sacred partnership, and that's how we manifest the golden age. And we have a completely new experience of reality within and without. So these relationships of the age of Aquarius, of the golden age, are based on what we call the 3 R's. So Simbel, could you type that in on the chat box, what the 3 R's are? There's a foundation of reverence in these relationships. So there's respect involved. There's recognition, like I see your value, you see my value. That's why we get together, not to punish one another, because we see the value in one another. And then there's reciprocity. There's a giving and taking that is there in, or giving and receiving, basically, that is more in balance, right? And that gives us the experience of reverence, respectful relationships, not abusive, yeah, not conflictive. People coming together to really help one another thrive in life and pass their initiations and challenges and stop suffering. And that requires a lot of generosity in relationships. We don't get, again, together to punish one another and to vent our feelings onto one another, but really to find out how we can do the alchemy together and advance together and make progress together and celebrate life together. So there's a potential in moving from abusive relationships, karmic relationships, into what we call sacred relationships. And that's when we truly partner with someone else. Yeah. And then something very miraculous happens. So we might think that we step into sacred partnership so that we learn how to be okay with others. But actually, sacred partnership is helping us to learn how to be with ourselves. That's a difference. We don't get together with others to say, I'm going to get along with you better. It's about you. I'm going to learn how to love myself more by being in partnership. Because I will see in my partner all the reflections of who I am, how I speak to myself, how I treat myself, how do I perceive myself, and I use the mirror for that, right? So really partnership, good partnership, someone who is holding you accountable for who you can be and who you are in this moment, will help you learn to love yourself. Because what is sacred partnership? A mirror to go within. So really sacred partnership is the end of distractions. If you're in a type of relationship where you are going outside of yourself and doing things outside of yourself, that's not a sacred partnership, right? Because a sacred partner will tell you, go within, go heal, go take responsibility, don't project. Yeah. So it will help you love yourself more. And when you have a strong foundation of inner love, then you can guide and support others into that journey, yeah? into the heart. So that's beautiful about relationships. We always think it's about people outside of ourselves and how we relate to them. No, it's all about us. Yes, owning who we are, owning the use of energy. So, of course, if we're talking about loving relationships today, we mean that we have to turn conflictive patterns. And please start reflecting internally, what are the conflicts that you experience in relationships? Those are the mirrors giving you information back, feedback. We have to turn those conflictive patterns that create separation and anger and maybe competition between people into harmonious dynamics. So sacredness means harmony. Sacred is harmony, right? And to create harmonic dynamics in relationships, we need to forgive. That's a big part of relationships. We have to forgive. We have to take responsibility for our karmic lessons. And we have to stop projecting our unresolved issues. So it's about maturing. Yeah, it's about maturing. And the greatest burden in relationships is projections. That burdens people. When instead of taking responsibility for our lessons and our use of energy and our priorities and our choices and our life lessons and life plan, we project that onto people in our family, friends, etc., that burdens the soul. Our soul, because we're not taking responsibility, we are abandoning ourselves. And it burdens people because they have extra baggage now. It's what they came to resolve plus our projections. Okay. So the first thing we want to be transmuting or letting go of is projections. As long as we are projecting onto people, there will be conflict. Because again, it's not loving to project and it's not responsible, basically, to project. We are not being conscious creators of reality. We make it about others. We are about blaming, right? But the blame game will not take us far. It will create more resentment, more disappointment, more separation. So just inquire inside of you, how much do I project onto others? That's a starting point. And how do I stop it and start transmuting the energy? If you become aware of all that you project onto others, it's not to punish yourself, it's just to become aware and to build a new habit and to just understand that you can keep on projecting, but it's going to hurt you and others. So it's not going to work, right? So we have to mature in that aspect. And the other key element in relationships, sacred relationships, is detachment. So one is stop projecting, forgive, we'll do a forgiveness prayer soon, and detach. But detachment is a little bit tricky because so detachment means I'm willing, I'm ready to do my inner alchemy. I'm ready to look into my shadow aspects and my light, of course. Again, to mature, to heal, to take responsibility. So much detachment means is mature love. Detachment is love, but it's mature love. And it's love in action. If I can detach from conflict, if I can detach and stop projecting, it means I'm in a mature relationship. No, it's love in action. But what I have found is that for most people, they believe that detachment is insensitivity or carelessness. Like, I don't care whether you stay or you leave. I don't care whether you're with me or you're not. That's not detachment. That's carelessness. Yes? That means you're redundant in my life. Like, whether you're here or there, I just don't care. Doesn't make any difference, right? So let's remember that people are not objects. They're not things that are either convenient or inconvenient, and we can dispose of them because they become inconvenient. And we cannot get rid of anyone. Yes, because people are sacred. So most often we want to not be with certain people and get rid of those people because we want to manipulate them to give us what we want them to give us. And when they don't behave in the ways we expect them to behave, because we're manipulating relationships, we get pissed off and so just leave, right? Because I don't need you anymore. Because you don't fulfill my egoic purpose. You don't behave as I want you to behave to hide my insecurities or to pretend everything is fine or to go along with my agenda or whatever that may mean, right? So why do we get angry in relationships in general when we are, of course, unconscious, projecting, etc.? Because we've been trying to manipulate people to cover up for inner things, and they are not willing to do that. And they exacerbate maybe the reflections, right? And we say, oh my gosh, I don't want to look into this. So please leave because I don't want to look into my own mirror, right? So it's very, very important to have these foundational principles. Try to not project as much as you can, or at least be aware of the projections and take them back in as you recognize them. Be willing to forgive and detach. Detach is not, I don't care about you. I'm going to disconnect from you because I don't see the value in our relationship. It's just, I'll detach from conflict. I'll disentangle from the karmic energy to see if we can really meet at the higher self level. Okay. So detachment means I don't get involved in the drama, in the conflict, in the shadow aspect. It's not an ego fighting another ego at the same level of consciousness, because you know the game there. It says I'm gonna detach from my ego so I can elevate my frequency, and from here see what we can do. And hopefully you also meet me here, right? So detachment means I'm loving myself because I don't choose conflict for myself. I don't want to perpetuate suffering for myself and the people I love. So I have to shift, I have to mature, I have to do something differently. And that's what detachment really involves. It's mature love. Yeah. So Carrie says, especially if you already started the healing process. Yeah. So healing means holding, going back to the higher self that we are, right? To the real self that we are. But for that, we use initially the mirrors. So to get started today, the first relationship we have to heal is the relationship with ourselves. Yes, it starts within. Whatever we accomplish within, we can share with others. So today, I want to move in the direction of loving your real self. If you love your personality, that's still the same, right? Because if you love your ego, you'll just share ego with others. So it's about really valuing and loving the real self, or the Christ self, or the higher self in you. Yes, your truth, basically. So let's do a little bit of self-inquiry today, self-assessment. So first of all, if you have something to write down on, you won't have to share this. Don't worry. It's just a personal thing. What is your relationship with your higher self or true self? Do you have any relationship? Is it easy? Is it tough? You forget about it. You nourish more the ego, and occasionally you do something for your soul and higher self. So where are you at? No judgment, just wherever you're at. How often can you be in that higher self? Do you resent having to be the higher self and you prefer to stay in the comfort of the small self? So what's your current relationship? Do you even know there's a higher self or a real self in you? Or do you think the one that you know is that one? So just become aware. Awareness is the first step in a healing journey, because we cannot heal something we're not aware of. I don't have to change or correct. How much time do I spend with my real self? How much time do I commune with my Christ self within? And I'll start going deeper so that we start shifting specific patterns. Just become aware of what it is that you are judging about yourself. What do you judge about yourself? Write it down. What is it that you don't like, you condemn yourself for, you're not okay with? So what do you judge about yourself? What is not enough? What is it that you don't like? That's the self-judgment, or the self-condemnation, or the self-criticism. But it's good to become aware of what's going on. Please be very honest about these questions, because all the other part of the retreat will be healing all these things, right? So be honest with yourself. So what am I judging about myself? I'm being hard on myself. Then the second question, what do you love about yourself? But again, not the personality. Oh, I'm so cool, right? No, really about the real self, the real inner virtues, the real inner values, right? What do you love about your values and virtues? What do you love about the light aspects that you carry within? Maybe are you generous? Are you patient? Are you forgiving? Are you loving? Do you persevere? Are you very focused on your potential? Are you passionate about liberation, enlightenment? I'll give you a few moments. So what do you judge about yourself and what do you love about yourself? It's very difficult to do the alchemy if there's nothing kind of good about you can anchor in. So it's all going to be challenging the shadow and the darkness, right? It's very difficult. So you have to stand on a foundation of light to do that. We all have good things and merit and accomplishments and good values and virtues inside, and shadow aspects, both. But to be challenging the darkness in us and doing the transmutation, we have to see that we've got something to do that with, right? So that balance is important. What can I count on that is inside of me? That is the foundation to do the alchemy. So that's what you love about yourself. Now we'll move on to a second question. This is going to be key during this retreat today. What would you love to forgive yourself for? Please go deep. What would you love to forgive yourself for? If you can think of what you want to forgive yourself for, what would you love to forgive someone for? Use the mirror, the same. You'll get to the same place. So what needs forgiveness in your life right now? Unless you forgive, you can't make progress because you're attached to the very thing or person you are not forgiving. So then you are suffering if you don't forgive, right? Forgiving is not saying that's okay, or I'm okay with that, or I want to repeat that experience. It's about the understanding with compassion that there was something karmic involved and there was fear involved, and you just let go to move on, right? So what would you like to forgive yourself or others for? Otherwise, that becomes kind of a cyst, right, in your body. And it's bothering, it's an obstacle. And the mind will want to go back, to that over and over and over to punish either you or others. And all the focus now is resentment. So we don't want that. And the last question, and then we move on to the practices. What is your main cause of suffering right now? By cause of suffering, I mean nothing external. Inside of you, what's making you suffer? It has to be something inside. Not people, not the country, not politicians, not the weather, not your age, not this, not that. Internally, what's making you suffer? What can't you resolve, apparently? What is not possible, yeah, so far? So what is the main cause of suffering right now? Maybe that's why you're here today, because you want to unblock that. So all that you're revealing through the answers to these questions is what we are going to challenge with energy as we do the practices. So Cheryl is saying true unity. So that won't be the conflict. So what is the conflict that is not allowing you to be in true unity? Go find the pattern. So in other words, what's still creating separation or distance between you and what you love? You and who you can become. You and your abundance, you and love. Yeah, what's creating separation still? So with all this awareness, and maybe other things will come through as we keep on going. So Cheryl is dishonesty in others, so not trusting others, do you mean? Or others are dishonest with you? Or well, dishonesty would be the pattern then. Good. So we can start shifting that. So lack of truth, dishonesty, lies, basically. So that we can trust and surrender. Good. That's something we will be working on in the July course, how to trust and surrender and how to open the heart after being, after having experienced so much abandonment, disillusionment, unfaithfulness, and so many things on planet Earth. How can we keep on opening our heart and trust and surrender, right? Who would make that choice? We have to make that choice. So Nicholas says, as we see, is our own nervous system. It's an internal problem you're attracting. Yes, of course. So our nervous system shows us if we are stressed, overwhelmed, very tight, and we have a lot of accumulated energy that is not in harmony. And we have to start, of course, emptying all that energy and bringing ourselves back into balance. So that's what we are here for today. Okay, so we'll get into the practices. We'll share a few practices that we share with our students in our community to start transmuting the patterns that are holding you back, that you are maybe now more aware of, and patterns that are creating suffering. And sometimes because we project that onto others or external situations, we can't do the healing because we're waiting for others to change for us to feel okay. And hope this retreat for many is the end of projections. um, Cheryl says also, I get other people's ugly. My nervous system is learning to be safe. Okay, so it's about how do we process collective energies? How don't we attach to lower vibrations? How am I not triggered by my consciousness? So for that, we need mastery. Yeah, we need mastery of energy. So we start with invoking our line of lineage of gurus, the Ruby Ray lineage. So we invoke Guru Malanello, Padma Sambhava, Guru Rinpoche, Master Jesus and Master Guthumi, World Teachers for Humanity, Lord Maitreya, Gautama Buddha, Lord Sanat Kumara and Lady Venus. And I'll read an invocation, which is to our mission protectors. Every mission has protectors, and we wanted to also receive the protection from these beings. In the name of the I Am that I Am, we now call forth our mission protectors so that they guard our path. Protect our guru mentor, protect our teachings, protect our community. Heavenly and worldly protectors, Elohim and elemental life, archangels and legions of angels, spirit of the great white brotherhood, masters of the ruby ray lineage, help us embody our prosperity consciousness so that we can benefit all sentient life. Avert the inner and outer obstacles that could prevent us from revealing our true nature by returning to the I Am. As we open the door of humanity, help us dispel all conflict and disharmony, support our constructive endeavors, increase the virtue of auspiciousness, and swiftly show us how to accomplish all our enlightened activities so that we can fulfill our global service and be victorious. Guide us as we completely purify our individual planetary karma and consecrate our life to the activity of the light. We vow to use our sacred energy to liberate humanity from samsara. To achieve collective enlightenment and ascension, we pray. To achieve collective enlightenment and ascension, we pray. To achieve collective enlightenment and ascension, we pray. We are invoking with this also the frequency of auspiciousness. That means a fortunate present future. Not lucky, fortunate, dharmic, purposeful. Yeah? So let's go to our first practice, which is the sacred breath. Shailen will be guiding this. She's a life mentor in our community, and she'll be explaining the purpose of this sacred breath and how we do it.
Sure. So this is a fundamental practice that is very, very powerful to still the mind, come into the heart at first. It raises the vibration very quickly. It's a good way to calm the nervous system. Nicholas was talking about the nervous system earlier. So it does have a direct impact on that. And on top of that, it's an alchemical practice. So we do start to shift energy. We take command of the energy like that. So the basic is the square breath. We inhale, hold the breath, exhale, hold the breath on empty lungs. Yes, maybe some of you are already familiar with this technique. Already, it's very calming. Then you can hold an intention to cultivate a virtue, to receive more love or embody divine love, an intention that you have, and you can inhale and receive this energy through you. You can also exhale and release, return what you don't want anymore to hold into you. So, transmutation of fear, stress, anxiety, a particular pattern that you want to release, you let go of. Yeah. And if you want to really go deep, there are some steps that I've written in the chat. So, on the inhale, you will chant innerly in your inner voice, I receive. And you imagine receiving from source and earth, so from above and below, light, or as I said, like a specific virtue frequency intention. Then, holding the breath, you will say, I alchemize, because we do our alchemist. So the light that we receive, this energy, will start transmuting. Then on the exhale, we say, I return. So I return the misqualified energy, basically. I return what I don't want to hold on to anymore. And on the empty breath, holding that as well, you say, I re-encode. So it means to re-encode yourself like a computer into a higher state of being, raising your vibration, etc. So let's just empty your lungs and please imagine a beautiful pillar of light at the core of you. It's connecting all of your chakras, your energy centers, and you can feel energy moving, ascending, descending in this core. You can put an intention, something you want to transmute, if you want, into this pillar. And as you breathe, please do feel and sense and visualize the energy moving, yeah, because it's very real. So let's start. Inhale, I receive. Hold, I alchemize. Exhale, I return. Hold, I re-encode. Inhale, I receive from above and below. Hold, I alchemize. So you command the energy to shift. Exhale, I return all the stress, all the density. Hold, I re-encode. You can simply say, inhale, I receive divine love. And you hold. Exhale, I return all that is not that. And you hold. Inhale, I receive love. Exhale, I return all that is not. One last time. Inhale, I receive divine love to embody it. Exhale, I return all the misqualified energy. At the end, you can hold as long as you wish. This is an extra tip because it's this last step of holding the breath on empty lungs regenerates a lot in the body, the cells. And once you've finished with this practice, you have a clear mind. The mind is stilled, so to speak. So it's easier to go within, to go into the heart. And if you start your day like that, it's a very high vibrational way to start your day because you create your day as you vibrate. So it's going to be beneficial to really take command of your energy as a creator.
So thank you, Shailene, for guiding that practice. Are there any questions, or do you want to share your experience with the sacred breath? Of course, maybe the first time you do it, you won't feel a lot of shifts, but as you keep on doing it, you will. It really transmutes a lot of energy, and it starts an alchemical process, right? As Shailene was explaining, you receive cosmic light, and that starts the alchemy, the transmutation inside. It's amazing when you say, I return all that is toxic, all that is non-beneficial anymore, and you empty yourself. We all have to empty ourselves from so many things, right? And then I re-encode. I start from a new foundation, right? So imagine when you start gaining momentum and you do this every single day, a little bit, and you can do it as you wake up, before you go to sleep, anytime during the day, when you meditate, if you do yoga before doing yoga. It's very easy to practice. So Nicholas is saying, thank you so much. That was amazing. Carrie, beautiful experience. So the more you do it, the more benefits you will find. Yes. So I feel maybe can we do it, Shailene, a little bit more? I feel like we can empty ourselves more and elevate the frequency.
Yes. So again, put your intention in your pillar in the core of you. You are a vessel of energy. And let's start. Inhale. I receive the highest light. Hold. I alchemize. I am an alchemist. Exhale. I return. Hold. I re-encode myself into my original blueprint, really. Inhale. I receive. Hold. I alchemize. Exhale. I return. All that is not the true me. Hold. I re-encode. Inhale. I receive even more light from above and below. Hold. I alchemize. Exhale. I return. Hold. I re-encode. Inhale. I receive because I'm worthy of it. I deserve it. Hold. I alchemize. Exhale. I return. All the density. Hold. I re-encode. Higher foundation now. Inhale. I receive. Hold. I alchemize. Exhale. I return. Hold. I re-encode. And then it's to the simplified version. I receive love. Hold. I return all that is not. Hold. I receive divine love to embody it. Hold. I return all that is not. And now try to hold your breath as long as you can. And when you feel ready to breathe again, start breathing slowly and notice the shift.
It's a very important practice because we all have our mindsets, and that means a certain wavelength of energy that we are operating from. And that means we are connected to certain thoughts and emotions from humanity and the collective consciousness. So unless we really receive cosmic light energy, basically, we cannot awaken to something higher. We are always looping and going over the same patterns and the same dynamics and the same behaviors. So when we say, I receive light, though we don't see it, right? We are receiving energy from cosmos, right? Unity. So that starts an awakening inside. we are always in a certain way communicating with source, but we do it unconsciously. We don't value the experience. We are doing that automatically on autopilot. But when we really sit to do the sacred breath, as an example, it means I intentionally open myself to source, God, creator, whoever you believe in, that higher frequency that can start elevating me. Otherwise, I remain with my density. Yes, because it's me with my thoughts, it's me with my emotions, it's me with my trauma, it's me with my karma. So there's no way to make progress unless we have this direct communication with source in a very energetic, concrete, tangible way. And it doesn't matter that you don't see the energy coming through your pillar of light, but you feel it, right? So that's how you replenish yourself, you revitalize yourself. So it's a very, very important practice. And then all the shadow aspects, they start a transmutation process. That starts shifting, right? So you will see that you're not so negative, you're not so dramatic, you're not so much in the victim mindset, you become less reactive and more responsive to life, and you see more abundance and more opportunities, and you forgive, and things become lighter. So you want to become lighter, because the golden age is about going back to the light that we are. And we have densified ourselves so much, right? So now we are in the reverse process of not being dense, but now spiritualizing ourselves here on earth. So Cheryl is saying, amazing blending of my dorsal and ventral nervous system. Thank you. My PTSD is bad enough that I can achieve body numbness when I can let myself really be safe. So thank you for sharing this wonderful experience. So thank you, Cheryl, for sharing that. And it feels that you're safe here in this container. So that's amazing. Yeah. And hope you can completely relax today with us and have that other experience, not the numbness. And yes, I hear you with the body numbness. I know those symptoms from the past, and hope you can empty and release a lot today. Okay, so let's move on to a second practice. So for us, the sacred breath is foundational. We do that every single day with our community. And the second foundational practice that we give all our new students is the forgiveness prayer. So Swana, another life mentor, will be guiding you in that process. So Swana, can you share not only the practice, but the benefits of that practice, how that works in your life, and any suggestions as how to practice that?
So this is a beautiful prayer that we've been given by the community, and it assists with, when we say this prayer, it's very simple, but it's very profound. And it works with going into the lower bodies and the karma that has been accumulated. And because this is divine intelligence, it's a divine flame, and it's divine technology. So it knows exactly where to go, what to pierce, what to bring up. So often when I say this prayer, there are various memories that come up, or records that come up of things from my past. And this prayer just assists us to go deeper and deeper every time. It is very simple, but it's very profound, and it has layers to it. And so in the beginning, I was only saying it for a few minutes, but then over time, I've been accumulating more and more momentum with it. So now I'm able to go much, much deeper. So although it's a very simple practice, it's very profound, and you can go very, very deep. So know that, again, that the main thing is just to trust. It is divine intelligence. It knows exactly where to go and what you are ready to see and clear. And it is a loving technology. It is a flame. And so it does the work for us. So the forgiveness prayer goes like this. I forgive myself, and I forgive all of creation. I bless myself, and I bless my Creator. And so we shall say this. I will say it 9 times, and you either say it with me, or you can absorb the frequencies and the different layers within this prayer. Because
Sorry, Swana, before we move on to the actual practice, because I'm hearing in the collective, or this could happen to someone saying, why should I forgive someone who hurt me? You know, why should I forgive? Why should I go into this prayer? Or what can I use the prayer for? Can you explain a little bit further?
Yes. So what we've been speaking about a little bit during this retreat is everything is a mirror. So it's about us forgiving ourselves. So everything that we are experiencing in our reality, all the people in our reality, they are showing something back to us that is happening within us. And so once we start to understand that, we start to understand how our reality works, what the clues are and what these experiences are trying to show us. So it is a huge loving universe that we are within. And so all these beings in our reality are trying to show something to us and pointing back to us to take a look inside. So it's just a key to understand, because we might think it's somebody else and it's so easy to blame outside. Outside, it's this or this person is awful. I haven't done anything. But then we realize there's something going on inside. We always bring it back to us and inside. And that's how we start that deep, deep healing. And that is the alchemy of this flame and this prayer. It goes very deep. And so it will find all those emotions and feelings of places that you have not found to forgive yourself yet. So it's a supreme compassionate flame and prayer, and it's you showing that compassion and that love towards yourself by saying this prayer. And in that, once you've been able to experience forgiveness for yourself, then you can share those waves of forgiveness for others. So it's extremely profound and simple.
So Swana, what happens when we hold on to resentment? Why is that so dangerous, I would say?
Well, it builds up inside of you, and it is like, I see it like a sea of toxicity. And again, it is you hurting yourself continuously, and it just builds and builds. And so this is a really simple but profound way of starting to pierce that, all that resentment, all that sea of toxicity that you have built up within yourself. And so I see it as shards of light really coming through. And especially with that purple flame as well, it just does the alchemy because it knows exactly where to go. So it's just that process of bringing light into your own vessel and bringing light to you, because we are full of shadows in the beginning and we are unconscious. We don't know that we hold so much shadows. So when this light comes in, it begins that compassionate process of releasing all the shadow so that you can take in more light, and not only take it in, but actually hold it. There's space inside of you now because the shadow is being released. So I shall say the forgiveness prayer now, and we shall say it 9 times. So you can either listen to me while I say it and allow the light to move through you, but also it has been written in the chat box. So thank you, Zimbal. I forgive myself and I forgive all of creation. I bless myself and I bless my Creator. I forgive myself and I forgive all of creation. I bless myself and I bless my Creator. I forgive myself and I forgive all of creation. I bless myself and I bless my Creator. I forgive myself and I forgive all of creation. I bless myself and I bless my Creator. I forgive myself and I forgive all of creation. I bless myself and I bless my Creator. I forgive myself and I forgive all of creation. I bless myself and I bless my Creator. I forgive myself and I forgive all of creation. I bless myself and I bless my Creator. I forgive myself and I forgive all of creation. I bless myself and I bless my Creator. I forgive myself and I forgive all of creation. I bless myself and I bless my Creator.
So thank you. You can all start visualizing a violet flame So the forgiveness prayer was given to us by Saint Germain, an ascended master, in meditation, of course, when I was asking for a very practical tool to be erasing, deleting records, memories, causes, and effects of conflict and unresolved issues. And he gave us this forgiveness prayer. So it's an activity of the violet flame. For the ones who might be new to the Ascended Master teachings, Saint Germain is an Ascended Master. He's the hierarch of the Aquarian age. So we are moving from the Piscean age, that was Jesus, and now into the Aquarian age for roughly 2000 years. And so the hierarch means he's the Ascended Master, the cosmic being that is helping humanity get closer to God in this cycle of 2000 years. So the main technology by Saint Germain that no world religion gives people is the violet flame. The violet flame is considered to be a cosmic eraser. Have you found yourself looping and trying to resolve things and you just repeat them more and more and you can't get over that and you can't break through? No matter what you do and how much you train and positive affirmations you do and try and pray and okay, the violet flame is the one that goes into those subconscious records because most of the karma we made with other people, we are not aware of, right? So we don't know how to access those records by now. And they can be painful to be remembering. And again, we might be projecting and thinking it's about other people and they wrong me and this and that, and not coming into acceptance of our life lessons. So for that, you would go to the violet flame. The more you accumulate energy, violet energy, the faster you can transmute those records. Yeah. And that's the fastest and most profound tool to be doing that. You might find that you clear that in dreams, in lucid dreams, or in meditation. And then you start seeing that you attract people you have to be forgiving or have to forgive you, and you start balancing karma with other souls. It's very, very profound, right? How do you know when really the violet flame or the forgiveness prayer is really working? When you forgive and forget. Forgive and forget. Most of us get to the point of, I forgive you, but I'll never forget what you did to me. So then you're not forgiving, right? So forgive and forget. You stop thinking about it. You stop dreaming about it. You know that most of the karma, the trauma that we process is in dreams, because that is when the mind is not filtering anything. And we start dreaming about people in the past or situations in the past that we didn't heal really, though we thought we might have healed. And so we can use dreams and the material of dreams when we are aware of them to give the violet flame to all those situations. But maybe there's repetitive dreams that you are having or patterns with people that you can't break through. And all of a sudden, disentangled, right? That doesn't happen anymore. You're not suffering from the same thing anymore. You're not attracting the same people into your reality anymore. The same type of friends who can be toxic relationships or the same type of partner. And most of the times, because we don't accept it's our karma, it's our vibration, we keep on attracting those abusive people thinking, oh, it's them. And they are doing this to me over and over. You know, how can I forgive them? And we get caught up in that. And it's understandable because we are in duality. The thing is that the fastest we say, oh, it's something about me, if I keep attracting something, I'm the cause of that, right? So it's very easy to resolve. You should shift your energy. And the violet flame is really, really very quick. But with everything, it takes cultivation of energy, discipline, practice, momentum. So if you do it once, of course, it won't work. Maybe with a little pattern, it might. But if it's something really ingrained in your consciousness, it might take months or weeks or years, but it's worth doing it, okay? And it's amazing how really from thinking, oh, this is impossible, and I'm really suffering from this, and it doesn't change, and I don't find my way out of this karma, all of a sudden, a door opens, right? An inner door, I mean, a door opens. And you become lighter, and maybe the mirror changes because they reflect your healing, and things are resolved, and you can break through and move on to your present future with more enthusiasm, right? And more support. That's the other thing with the violet flame. You start attracting more supportive relationships. Because when we have karma, we create separation and obstacles, right? And things become complicated. It's tough, it's difficult. And then that's when we struggle and things become hard and we have to push through things and we get drained and nothing works basically. And we're in these looping cycles. So with a violet flame, you can really, really, really break through so much in this embodiment, if not all of it, right? For a few of you. So, and the other thing I want to go to briefly, it's not the scope of this retreat, but it's how we work with the mirrors. So Ashaya, if you have had a lot of experience in our community with that, how can you briefly explain to the new ones what is a mirror, how to work with a mirror and accept the reflection they give you, and how you use that to heal?
I think that Swana did a very nice job with introducing the concept of the mirror. But basically, a mirror is anyone that we come in contact with. They're basically a reflection of us, and they are there in our presence to share something with us that we need to either recognize or to learn or to master. So think of all the people that are in front of you or in your life or that you encounter, and they're all there to share something very important with you. So try to just embrace them with love and with neutrality. And even if it's very challenging, see what are you supposed to learn from this person? What what wisdom can you glean from them? What are they trying to help you to see? So it can be beautiful and all the way to the end of the spectrum where it can be very challenging. But again, if you have an open heart and an open mind and some curiosity, just take a look at the person who's in front of you and what are they trying to share with you? What is this key piece of wisdom? And what can it help you to overcome within yourself? So it can usually our family members are really good at triggering us with things, but we can see certain situations in them. But I think a key point of this is to try to identify what the pattern is, not necessarily the specific thing that's occurring, but what is the pattern that you keep seeing over and over and over again, because that's what you're trying to learn or master, and that's what they're there to help you with.
So Ashaya, what happens when you resist the mirror and you don't want to look into that?
You'll get more and more people that keep coming in front of you and keep sharing that same experience with you. So that's the looping pattern, the repeating cycles, and the volume or the static seems to get louder and louder. So you'll get more opportunities to try to identify what that is so that you can master it.
Yeah, so it's going to get more intense unless we heal it, right? Absolutely. Thank you, Ashaya, for sharing that. So we have on our website, we have a free resource. It's a 21-day forgiveness challenge, which is basically a description of what this forgiveness prayer is for, and you have a forgiveness prayer there. We recommend you do it at least 21 days for a little bit of a momentum of mercy, compassion, and forgiveness, and see how that goes. And if we go to the website and you have the description of how you go about it in your meditation practice, we recommend 21 minutes a day. It doesn't have to be strictly 21 minutes, but enough so that you cultivate something. There you have the link. Thank you, Simbel, for sharing that. So if you just say, like, starting today or tomorrow, I'm going to give myself 21 days to clear the decks, so to speak, and to bring more balance into me and to empty and let go of what is not beneficial. And it's when we don't forgive, we create kind of toxicity inside, and it's venom, it's poison. We poison ourselves and we poison everything. Our health, our relationships, our finances, abundance, places, because we carry that venom with us wherever we go. And then we become very resentful and reactive. So we don't want that, okay? We have the technology of the forgiveness prayer. Forgiveness is profound. And do it till you forget, till things get better with that person, okay? And don't get disappointed if the record you have with a person, so that the karma you have to balance with a person takes months or years. So be it. Just surrender to that process, because it's about the learning. It's not about even the outcome when things get right, right? That's amazing, of course, it's a blessing, but all that you learn in the process, all that you grow, all that you mature, just the capacity to forgive. You will connect with your Christ consciousness to do that, right? To forgive. So it's an amazing, amazing experience. If you don't have to do the complete prayer, though it's very short, you can just say, I forgive and I bless. If you have malas, you know, the japa mala, and you want to do a 108 cycle counts of the mala and a full cycle. And of course, you can do it with a long prayer, but it's going to take a little bit more. If you want to do a full mala of forgiveness, you can just say, I forgive and I bless. 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 It's about, again, the accumulation of energy. That's what you want, accumulate energy of forgiveness. And then you break through. It's a tipping point that you reach inside. So why do we forgive and bless? We forgive to empty, to detach, disentangle from karmic contracts or timelines or relationships, and to be lighter and not to carry anything. And once we have forgiven, so that's where we are lighter and clearer, then we bless. Bless means that we receive an increment of light to move forward. So with a forgiveness, we let go of resentment. That's key. But is that enough? No, then we need an extra portion of light that is also always coming from source, of course. So I empty myself. I let go of separation with others. I let go of judgment and resentment. I'm in a better place now, more loving place. And now I bless myself and I bless my creator, my source, my presence, my God self. That's where the blessing comes from. So with the emptying and the blessing and the increment of light, I can really do something different in life. Yeah. And remember that with the violet flame or the forgiveness prayer, we are clearing karma or misqualified energy or suffering or conflict from this embodiment backwards. So we start with the more recent memories, like in this embodiment, like last year, last month, when I was younger, when I was a child, and then you go backwards till you meet the codes and the patterns of the first embodiment. So we can be clearing a lot. Fortunately, we don't have to clear every single pattern of distortion because we would never, accomplish that. We clear packages of energy. Yeah. So, for example, if we clear anger, we might be clearing lots of years of anger with lots of people, not just isolated events or circumstances, right? So I always like to say that what we create linearly, we heal quantumly. That's the blessing with the technology. So what we do linearly, like one by one, thing by thing, takes ages. If we had to clear linearly what we created linearly, we would never ascend or become liberated, right? But whatever we created with the mind and fear and suffering linearly, we clear quantumly. Isn't that a benefit and a blessing? That's how source works. That's quantum intelligence, right? That's wisdom. Okay. So any questions before we move forward? Any sharings, especially for the new ones? Does this resonate? Are you finding this in a good moment in your life? Does it make sense what we're sharing? Or are you kind of saying, I'm in the wrong retreat, nothing to do with what I'm experiencing in life right now? You can use a chat box if you want to say something or ask any question. Now we'll go into deeper healing. So Nicholas is saying, how do I identify the pattern? Any tips? So I would start like this, Nicholas. Anything that is creating conflict in your life, that is not working, that you're kind of always bouncing against the same thing and you're not breaking through. So he's also saying trauma responses appear. I'm becoming more aware of my own behavior, but I've made a lot of karma. Okay, don't worry about that. Don't focus on the lot of karma. Focus on the blessing of the violet flame and all that we are teaching and how you can move through all that. So are you aware of more specifically what is creating that anger inside or that non-peace inside or that anxiety inside or not feeling safe in life? See if you can go a little bit deeper and I can help you with that. I think Shefon could be the pronunciation of his name. So many things that resonate, she's saying, or he's saying. I don't know the name, sorry, in English. So many things that resonate. That's amazing. So yes, the conflictive pattern is something that I'm worried about. I don't resolve. No matter what I do, I keep on bouncing, with the same things. And it's something that is maybe creating this mindset of failure or disappointment or I keep on repeating the same stuff and looping. So looping patterns. So see, Nicholas, if you can find, I know you know the pattern. I know you know the pattern. Just don't be scared to look at it, because sometimes we are afraid to look into our own shadow thinking, oh, I'm going to find out I'm a bad person or I did something wrong or it's unforgivable. What I'm here to say on behalf of the masters is that everything is to be forgiven. That's the love and the mercy of God, right? God, source, creator. So it's only us that keep ourselves in punishment because maybe we did something unconscious in the past or we didn't know better. We don't have to keep on suffering from the same thing over and over. The whole point is to become liberated. So he's saying, I was invited to move in with my ex-girlfriend. She was a true twin flame. I loved her. I ruined it by being afraid to be happy, being on a loop of self-deprecation and hating myself. Very common, Nicholas, in humanity. I overshare my bad aspects and ruin my self-image to the public. Won't repeat the same mistakes. So I'm going to tell you something about twin flames, Nicholas. And I really hope you join our course, True Sacred Partnership, because we are going to go in 12 sessions, 3 months into a lot that can benefit you. He's also saying, I'm joining military, so I'm not homeless. I need to sleep and eat to survive. I'd be interested in hearing more. So the first thing I'm going to say for everyone about twin flames, a twin flame is a relationship you get into to balance karma. So if you're showing your worst aspects with a twin flame relationship, they would be supportive and help you heal. So I would say it's not a twin flame relationship then, because if they didn't stick with you, it's not only in the good times, it's also in the bad times, right? That's a true twin flame relationship. It's unconditional love because it's two souls, two beings helping one another break through the karma without punishing, without judging, and really getting together to overcome. Shefon says, my mother introduced me to the Violet Flame meditation years ago. Blessings to your mother. This is giving me more reminders to practice. Yes, it's a very powerful technology. So we bless your mother for that initiation. Cheryl says, what if the liberation is letting go of our entire abusive family? Can I really build a new one? So it's yes and no, but it's not about letting go of the family itself. It's about transcending the mirrors that your family represent. So they are showing you aspects of you that you have not realized inside, you have not healed inside. Unless you transcend your family, you don't get to let go of your family. Okay, it's through transcendence. And transcendence implies love and resolution. Not I hate you people, I'm better than you, I'm gonna do better off without you. It's not about resentment, okay? It's about transcendence. And they came to teach you lots of things through the mirror. So Nicholas keeps adding, she had everything, family, her own house. I had none of that, very unequal. So what can I learn from that experience? Okay, from what you're saying and how you're wording this, there's unworthiness in you. I'm not good enough. So start there. That would be inner child healing. We do that in Master Your Destiny. So if Sibel, you can share the Master Destiny link. Swan and Shailen offer that program on a monthly basis. It's ongoing. You begin and you stop whenever you want. And Master Destiny is about mastering your energy, stepping into your sovereign destiny, starting with inner child healing, moving into dignity, feeling enough. So that's the foundation. So I would go there, Master Destiny then. Dahlia, how to differ between twin flame and manipulation, or twin flame with manipulation? There's no manipulation in twin flame relationships. And Sibel here, she has shared the link to the course Master Destiny. So that's where we share 33 light codes to start healing. from the attachment to the small self and all the self-abuse and the self-abandonment, and start merging with our higher self and Christ consciousness to move forward in life. Yeah, so there you have the link. You can look into that, everyone. So let's move into deeper healing. In every All is Possible online retreat, we open our circle of healing mentors. So we have already mentored with a few of them in the previous retreats, but I'll go back to all of them to open the circle first, and we'll focus on the healing for today. So our healing mentors are all, of course, Ascended Masters. One is Master Hilarion. Master Hilarion is a master of abundance, truth, precipitation, and he's one of our mentors today, and he gives us the gift of truth. Then we moved on to Green Tara and Amoga City. They are Buddhas of the Karma family. Karma means action. And they gave us the gift of fearlessness. So go back to the replays if you want to receive those attunements. Last, All is Possible, number 3. Last one was the Holy Family. So the Holy Family is Mother Mary, Saint Germain, he was Joseph, Master Jesus. And they gave us the gift of divine love. So that was the previous month. And today we are moving on to the Medicine Buddha, another Buddha, the Medicine Buddha. He's an amazing being. He has all the antidotes for all the pain and suffering we have created. It's all the medicine you can imagine. And he gives us the gift of resourcefulness. And at the center of the healing circle, we always invoke Archangel Raphael. Archangel Raphael is the Archangel of healing, yes, of the healing ray. So for today, we will focus on the Medicine Buddha and the gift of resourcefulness. So why do we want to be resourceful? And these retreats are called All is Possible. That's a resourceful mindset, isn't it? All is possible. So when we don't feel resourceful, we think there's no solution, we are trapped, there's no way out, we will suffer from this forever, we cannot change, I will never do things differently. It's kind of the failure mindset involved there. So what would be the benefit of really receiving the gift of resourcefulness? So it's not that we're receiving a gift from outside of ourselves. What the masters do is they ignite or they awaken something that is already within. So resourcefulness is the quality of any enlightened being, any bodhisattva walking the path of liberation enlightenment, any Chila student of the masters of the cosmic law, anyone wanting liberation. So please write in the chat box, what do you understand by resourcefulness? So resourcefulness, feeling we have lots of resources inside. So what is that for you? Why would you want to receive this today? How could that help you in whatever you want to be experiencing or manifesting in the present future? And what happens when you don't feel resourceful? Do you feel good? Or you feel limited, trapped, stuck, oppressed? Like something is suffocating you? Maybe depressed even, right? We become depressed when we are not resourceful. Because really, we don't see the way out. And we think nothing will appear that can help me, right? This is it for me. I'll be stuck here forever. And the best option is get along with it, right? Learn to love your fears and insecurities and limitations, because it's going to get that far. So for Ashaya, resourcefulness means tools, right people and right things. Absolutely. For Simbel, is tapping into the flow of all the abundance in the universe. So, of course, when we don't feel resourceful, we disconnect from cosmic abundance. We have a limited perspective. We just perceive lack. That's our focus. And we don't open ourselves to cosmic opportunities and possibilities, right? So going back to the sacred breath, if you feel really stuck, start breathing, connect with cosmos, bring in Rei Chi, right? Universal energy. And then something expands, right? So when we are not resourceful, we don't feel expanded. We feel very contractive. And that's painful, right? We can't even breathe sometimes when we don't feel resourceful. So resourcefulness, difficult word to pronounce, it's long. Resourcefulness is also finding innovative ways to overcome challenges. So instead of going to the solutions the mind always provides, which are always the same ones that don't work, we say, I'll just let go of my belief system. I'll let go of my reasoning because it's not working. I let go of the carnal mind or the logic mind because it's not working. I'll find another way. That other way is a divine way. Is a way of non-suffering, is a way of peaceful resolution, is a way of miracles, is a way of really healing inside to make progress in life. It's a way that we can reconcile with our higher self, with our wisdom. Higher self is the wisdom, the love, the power that is within us, right? And so when we become resourceful and we're working on the relationship with ourselves today, we can reconcile with our true self. We can take the next step or the first step in our healing journey. And we can really listen inside. What is my higher self asking from me? Because I can't stay the same. I'll have to change, right? I'll have to transform deeply. The higher self, the real self in you, if you go to your heart, you know, we all know the next step. We all know what we have to be choosing or engaging in or getting involved with or changing or shifting or asking for help. We know that. For some reason, sometimes we deny it or we procrastinate or we leave it for another moment, the ideal moment. But if we silence ourselves enough and we go to the heart, we know, what do I need? And why is it that I'm not giving myself what I need to be giving to myself, right? So then when you hear that voice inside that says, you know what, Nicholas in this case, or Swana or Shailene, this is what you really need to give yourself. Can you give that to yourself? Are you saying, no, I won't? Do you come up with excuses or forms of self-justification? Well, I'm trying, I'm doing something. I don't have to change. Why don't other people change first, right? Is that the attitude? That's not gonna serve, right? So when you start really becoming aware of the guidance, that's a higher self guidance inside. We all have access to that. Though we say, I never listen to my higher self. We always do. You know, when you go to bed and you are there on your pillow at night, you might listen to that. We always, in some moment of the day when we're not distracted, that voice is telling us something, it's guiding us towards something greater, okay? Now, why is it that we sometimes say, I won't give that to myself? So the key question today to heal and love yourself is, are you being generous or mean to yourself? Are you being generous or mean to yourself? If you can't give to yourself what you need, who's going to give you what? Because it all starts with yourself and people are mirrors. So if I'm being mean to myself, people will be mean to you, to me, because you're just reflecting my meanness. No, the way I'm punishing myself actually by saying, no, I'm not going to make progress. I'm not going to invest in this thing that is helpful for me. I won't change my habits. I'll keep on complaining. I'll keep on blaming. That's not being generous, right? So see if you can all discover, as we receive this healing from the medicine Buddha, am I being generous with myself? Am I being mean? It's not a yes or no answer altogether. It's sometimes, right? So how can I be more generous? Understanding that again, unless I love myself more, nothing will change. I will never create more abundance outside if I'm not loving myself more. So I've got to change. Yeah, that's the obvious answer, the obvious awareness, right? And change what? How do I know how to even get started? So either I listen to mirrors of light, like mentors, gurus, healers, or I just go to my heart. What's my next step? so that I have to become aware of my inner cause of suffering and how I am sabotaging myself and making things difficult for myself because I keep on insisting on things that don't work and are not the permanent healing. That could be having the illusion of material success. The more I accumulate in matter, the better I'm going to feel about myself. Can you feel better because you have another car or a new t-shirt or this or that? That's not going to heal your soul, right? You can enjoy that by all means, and that's amazing that we are in the physical plane to enjoy matter. But what the soul needs or the higher self needs is real healing. And that's love. Real love. Not possessions, not degrees, not certificates, not things I accumulate out there, not a bunch of friends to make me feel I'm loved or anything. Like for real. Cultivate something permanent inside, right? And that you can only do that with the masters, right? Or with your mentors here on earth. So let's just take a few moments to connect with the Medicine Buddha. If you don't know the Medicine Buddha, don't worry. Just visualize a blue Buddha. Blue just because it's the color, one of the colors of healing. And the Medicine Buddha is represented as a blue Buddha. So you have this blue Buddha there with a medicine bowl, having all the combinations of all the frequencies you might be needing today, individually and collectively. And you can just sit before that Buddha, or you can visualize the Buddha above your crown chakra or next to you, however you want to relate to the Medicine Buddha. And connect with that bowl of medicine. All the recipes, all the antidotes, they are contained there. And you just open your heart to the Buddha. It's between you and the Buddha. You can share with the Buddha what is burdening your soul. And typically, this is not just for Nicholas. We all start the journey feeling unworthy. Why is that? Because that's what the ego creates. Every single human ego person has created an ego. The foundation, the program of the ego is unworthiness. So no one can tell me I don't feel unworthy. It's a lie. Yeah. Unless, of course, you become purified and you do the journey, right? But every single human being feels unworthy. That's the truth. And because nobody wants to recognize that, people pretend they are fine, pretend they have a lot of money, or they even make all that money thinking that's the solution, or they have a lot of friends and they go into all social parties and they're invited everywhere and they think they have a very active social life and that means something. Now that when we start the healing journey or the path of liberation, of course we have to feel unworthy because that's the ego. You're not good enough. You can never be victorious. You're going to fail. So we have to be very aware of that. That's very healthy that we recognize unworthiness. That's the beginning of the awakening, right? And then we say, but that's not my true self, though. That's the good news. It's just an idea I have about myself. But I really have to heal it. It's not a mental process, right? I have to really do the alchemy inside and all the purification till I really dissolve all the layers of non-reality, what we call the illusion, till I get to the worthiness for real, the dignity inside, right? So just sit next to the Buddha or in front of the Buddha. Empty your heart. Just confess to the Buddha. It's not a Buddha that is outside of you. It's your Buddha in you that you're sitting with for the first time, maybe. You are the medicine Buddha. It's inside of you. It's an aspect of your consciousness. And say, you know what, medicine Buddha? I don't know how to break through. I feel lonely. I feel tired. Things are not working. I don't know what I want, whatever that may be. Just connect your heart with the heart of the Buddha. Know that the Buddha will not judge you. Her offering is liberation from suffering, non-judgment. And from that bowl, that medicine bowl, you start receiving a little bit of energy frequency, it can be color. You can see it by the color. It can be a combination of colors. And it's exactly what you need today to find more balance. So you don't know what you're going to receive. You don't have to know. Just open your heart to receive it, trusting that it's going to be the perfect thing to receive today. Let that light coming from the medicine bowl surround your heart chakra, the energy center, the heart chakra. And from the heart, it goes into all the other energy centers. If you don't know what the chakras are, along your spine, you have energy wheels. It's wheels of energy that they help you function as light beings, as energy beings. So this medicine goes to all the chakras. There are 7 main chakras along your spine, and then we have secondary chakras and energy channels and other things, but 7 main chakras. They're kind of goblets or chalices where you receive cosmic energy, crystalline energy, pure energy. The more of that pure energy you have, the lighter you are, the more energy and vital energy you have. So you want to receive a lot of this today. And that's the offering from the Medicine Buddha to you specifically. It's an attunement. Even if you think, oh, nothing is happening, I don't feel anything, don't worry. It can be very subtle. Just trust that you're receiving something. Maybe you don't feel anything now. Maybe tomorrow, in a week, in a month's time, who knows? But every time you connect with the Ascended Masters, something happens. It's impossible that you stay the same, right? But it's just what you need today. And take a deep breath. Again, trusting that you received exactly what you needed today. Not just for today, just for the next step you have to take. And so before we end this retreat today, and if you have any questions, make sure you ask them. Cheryl, I'll get back to you in a moment. I want to just share next steps with us. So one, as I was mentioning, is the Master Your Destiny. So that's where we share the light code technology. So it's 33 light codes, like mantras, short mantras that you start meditating with, creating the inner shift. And it's very powerful and it's amazing. We have lots of other things that we share, but you have the support of our life mentors that have gone through that process, Shailen or Swana. You have 2 different days and time zones to pick from. So that's on our website, gaitanayantal.com. You have all the information. So Master Destiny, you want to start understanding how you create reality, how you stop creating the same things that you don't like and are not beneficial, how you move forward. But for that, you need to receive empowerments also from us and from the mentors, right? And a lot of support from the community. Because what a community is a reservoir of a lot of light energy. We have accumulated a lot of energy to be sharing with all of you, right? So you want to use it. And then, of course, you have to do your inner work, of course, but with a momentum we have already accumulated. And that's our gift to all of you. So that's Master Your Destiny. It's obvious that you want to master your destiny and not suffer your destiny. And also it means that you start moving from what we call the ancestral destiny, expectations. Most of you might be living the life your parents want you to live, or your girlfriend or boyfriend or friend or whoever, versus your life, the one that you came to live. But it's not that easy to move from one to the other, right? There's a lot of healing involved and support. So that's one. And the other program we are really excited about, because this is kind of 3 months, it's not ongoing, is the one I was mentioning at the beginning, Choose Sacred Partnership. We are offering this because every single student that wants to join our community or people just we interact with, the main conflict is relationships. with 3 people, myself, God, others, basically all of it, right? And then of course, money, finances, health, places, jobs, etc. So this program is gonna last 3 months. It's just Saturdays. For 12 sessions, there will be replays available. And we have we give partial scholarships, both for Master Destiny and this one. So if you need financial support, you have on our website the scholarship program, so you can ask for that. But basically, we will have a free introductory call on June the 14th. That's where we can get together for free, and all the information is on our website under Choose Sacred Partnership. So that's a free introductory call. You can come and ask questions. What can I expect from this course? Am I ready for it? Should I prepare? If you want to meet me and Yantal at a deeper level before starting the course with us. So that's what the introductory call is for. You can invite, there's a fly here. You can invite friends or loved ones or partners, because it's going to be amazing for partnership also, and to elevate, evolve your relationships. So June the 14th, we have a Zoom call just to get started and maybe understand what this is all about and set your intentions and get to know us better and trust the space. It's a free registration. You have the link on our website. And it's going to be a very experiential course. We will share wisdom and practice and tools, very concrete, very easy to apply in your daily life. But we want to give you an experience. And why are we creating this program? Very briefly, Yantal and I are a divine union in service to the light. So we went through all types of frequencies in relationships till we could manifest a divine union, the twin flame, experience. So we have a lot to share of how you elevate that frequency, how to work with relationships, what you can learn from that. And we will be entering our Divine Union Temple, etheric, because we are on Zoom. We have a Divine Union Temple that we create with our consciousness, because a Divine Union is a portal of energy. And a portal means that if you come to our frequency, you'll be accelerated, you will be quickened into higher forms of love. And that's our gift to humanity, one of our gifts as a Divine Union, right? So we will create a spiral of love for 3 months. Imagine being in a spiral. A spiral goes up, right? So no matter where you start, you say, oh my God, I start from the worst place possible. I hate myself. I hate everyone. I have awful relationships. Okay, get to this spiral of love, okay? Because you won't get to the twin flame, maybe, but you'll get better, okay? And you'll learn to love yourself more and enjoy yourself more and learn so many things. And potentially, we want to help everyone who are still in karmic timelines or karmic relationships, at least understand why you're there and how to move out of that through forgiveness, doing the real inner work, because you can't get rid of that. You'll recreate that over and over. So help you through that process, turn conflict into harmony. We will do a soul retrieval ceremony, because the last session will be before the solstice, June. And we always do in the equinoxes and solstices, we do a soul retrieval. So I know Aluna explains this very well. Aluna, I'll get to you so that you explain what a soul retrieval is. But basically it's to restore wholeness, So we'll go into this Divine Union Temple for the 12 sessions, get into this spiral of love that we co-create all together. And what you will receive in these 12 sessions is a meditation to seal the oneness of souls as they reunite. An original music track. So Shailene is also a musician, and she's creating an original track to get back to the highest frequency of masculine, feminine, which is alpha, omega. Yeah, the highest frequency of love. So there's an original music track for that she's creating to open the door for higher love. You'll receive that for free. We'll give you 12 divine mantras, very short, concrete, easy to repeat and remember, to align with the potential of your real self. A divine union alignment to balance your masculine, feminine energies. One meditation to let go of ancestral karmic attachments and choose freedom. And one divine union mantra to raise your frequency and attract dharmic relationships, dharma, merit, purpose, right? So, but the soul retrieval will be a big thing in this 3 month course. So Aluna, if you're there, can you share with everyone very briefly what a soul retrieval ceremony is all about? What's the purpose of that? Unmute yourself, please. And
Yeah, so soul retrieval is energetically bringing back aspects of your soul that you have lost through trauma, very intense trauma or emotional um, uh, entanglements. And they often happen sometimes through childhood, and you feel these aspects missing from yourself, and you suffer a feeling of loss or a feeling of I can't get there, or my life is not working out. And the retrieval is going through an understanding of what it is that you have parted from, and bring that back. And as you integrate the soul part back, you feel the sense of coming back to yourself, feeling the sense of fullness, the sense of I feel together again now. I begin to feel that love for yourself. And it's a really beautiful process, and it's something that I love, because I've through lifetimes I've lost parts of my soul, and when I've brought them back, I feel this integration. I feel this love for the self and feeling together again. So I would highly recommend the soul retrieval. It is something that everybody needs to do, because we have, through our life journey, lost parts of ourselves. We've given them away. We've not understood why. And it is calling this part of yourself back. And it's a beautiful integration.
absolutely. And we said that we start by feeling I'm not good enough. Because yes, we are so fragmented. We have disconnected from so many parts that yes, we don't feel enough, because actually there's not enough light in us, right? And we start that process of reintegration or wholeness or unity consciousness. It's a practice for unity consciousness, right? So that's going to be the last session of True Sacred Partnership. So for the ones who have questions about that, we can get together on June the 14th, specifically to talk about that program or about the scholarships or what you can expect. If you have questions before, you can email us or talk to our life mentors, and they can recommend what's best. And before we get into final questions, I want to ask something from all of you who are here today. If you can go to our website, to All Is Possible, where you registered for this retreat, and you can leave a testimonial of this experience, of this retreat. Okay, if you enjoyed it, if it was beneficial, if you think that you liked the experience and you felt that it was a respectful container, if you can just leave a testimonial, so that you go to that part of the website, and towards the end, you have just kind of a box there. You type in your testimonial, you click on that, and we've got it. Okay, so testimonials are important to inspire others to join these experiences. It's a way that you are recognizing what you received, and that light comes back to you also, because what you give, you receive. So we would appreciate if you could do that. Okay, so again, you go to our website, All Is Possible, where you registered. Towards the bottom of the page, you have the place where you place the testimonial there. So thank you for doing that. And any final questions? I know Cheryl, I'll go back to you, Cheryl. You said, I might have messed up and applied for the wrong best program to start with. I'm not sure I understood your scholarship program. Can that be held? So I pick my best option. So for the ones who want to continue with us, there's kind of two ways of doing that. We have the True Sacred Partnership. That's going to be an acceleration to help you catch up with the frequency of our community. And that's 3 months, 12 sessions. After that, you can go to Master Your Destiny, which is an ongoing program, or directly go to Master Your Destiny if you want to have a monthly subscription, and you can cancel anytime and start anytime. And you are there with our life mentors, and you have all the description on our website. You can have a free call with us or a free call with Shailene Oswana to be very, very sure of what your next step is like. And the scholarships are partial scholarships, and we want to explain why briefly. It's very important that when you start a healing journey, first of all, you give your time. So today you gave us your time and we gave you our time. But the next thing that will really, really help you is invest. financially, I mean, invest in your journey. So if it's a little bit challenging, we can help you with 50%. But if you give the other 50%, you start investing in yourself. And financial investment is love in action. It means I'm important. I'm going to give this to myself. I'm going to co-create the process. If I need initial support, the support is there. But if we cover the 100%, you won't take as much from the experience, okay? Because you will learn that to really create a shift in your life, you need to invest time, money, resources, and then the actual surrendering and the shift in consciousness. And that's how we start the co-creation with us or our life mentors, yeah? So that's the principle behind the payment and the scholarships. So Nicholas is saying, I'm thinking of switching to Archangel Raphael to use as a spirit guide for me. Amazing. I want to heal. I've been with Michael for a while and I feel like I'm constantly battling things. So Archangel Michael is amazing for protection. But yes, Archangel Raphael, I would recommend that more specifically for healing. He says also, I'm not sure if I can afford the courses, but I'm very interested in the content. I want to be stable and be able to really tune in. I'm very interested, though this was amazing. So Nicholas, please feel free to either email us if you want to continue with us, or Swana or Shailen, and we'll find a way. It's important. We want to support you, and there's always going to be a way, okay? So all of you listening for the first time, don't be shy. If you need help, we can give the help. We are here to support liberation, to get people out of suffering and samsara and all these karmic cycles. But for that, we need co-creation involved. So if you trust this space and you like us as mentors, please get in touch, okay? Any final question or sharing? And please write your testimonials. That helps us a lot to spread the word. And if you can also recommend this All is Possible monthly retreat, it's just the first Sunday of each month. I recommend that to friends, family members, loved ones, people who are interested in healing, divine healing. You help us like that also. So thank you, blessings, love you all. Hope to see you soon. Bye-bye.